You walk into a room. People are talking, laughing, having conversations. Nobody notices you. A few minutes later, you share an idea. The conversation moves on as if you never spoke. Nothing terrible happened. Nobody insulted you, nobody attacked you. Yet something feels strangely uncomfortable. A small voice inside your head starts whispering that you don't matter. Most people think they want money, success, recognition, influence, attention. But beneath many of those desires is something much deeper. A desire to feel important, a desire to matter. And whether people admit it or not, this desire shapes more of human behavior than most realize. The interesting part is that you probably don't notice it happening. You don't wake up and say, "Today I want to feel important." Instead, it hides behind other goals. You work hard because you want success. You share ideas because you want to contribute. You buy things because you like them. You post online because you want to express yourself. At least that's what you tell yourself. But if nobody noticed your success, would it feel the same? If nobody appreciated your contribution, would it feel the same? If nobody saw what you bought, would it feel the same? Sometimes the answer is yes, but often the answer is no. Because humans don't only want achievements, they want acknowledgement. You begin noticing this everywhere. At work, people don't only chase higher salaries, they chase promotions, titles, awards, recognition. A new title often changes nothing about the actual work. Yet people celebrate it as if their life has changed. Why? Because a title doesn't just increase income, it increases significance. It tells the world that you matter a little more. The same thing happens in school. Grades, certificates, rankings, honor rolls. People don't simply want to learn. They want proof that they are doing better than average, proof that they stand out, proof that they matter. And then there is social media, perhaps the greatest significance machine ever invented. You post something, then you check. Maybe once, maybe twice, maybe 10 times. Did anyone like it? Did anyone comment? Did anyone notice? The strange thing is that numbers on a screen shouldn't have so much power over emotions. Yet they do. 100 likes can improve your mood. No likes can make you question yourself. Why? Because likes are not just numbers. To your brain, they are signals. Signals that people saw you, signals that people acknowledged you, signals that you exist in the minds of others. Social media didn't create the need for importance. It simply created a scoreboard for it. The need itself has always been there. You can even see it in the things people buy. A watch that tells time for $20 exists, yet someone may spend thousands on another watch that performs the same function. A basic car can move someone from one place to another, yet many people spend enormous amounts chasing luxury brands. Sometimes it's about quality, but not always. Sometimes people are buying a feeling, the feeling that they have become someone important, the feeling that they have achieved something, the feeling that they matter. Then something interesting happens. You start comparing yourself to others. You feel successful, you feel accomplished, you feel proud. Then someone appears who has more money, more status, more influence, more attention. Suddenly, your own achievement feels smaller. Nothing changed. Your income didn't change. Your accomplishments didn't disappear. Your life remained exactly the same, yet your feelings changed. This is one of the strangest features of human psychology. People often don't measure importance absolutely. They measure it relatively. Importance becomes a competition, and competition creates comparison. Comparison creates insecurity. Insecurity creates endless chasing. There is always someone richer, someone smarter, someone more attractive, someone more successful, someone more famous. If importance depends entirely on being above other people, the finish line keeps moving forever. That is why some people never feel satisfied. No matter how much they achieve, no matter how much they earn, no matter how much attention they receive, the hunger remains. Sometimes this hunger takes unhealthy forms. You may have met people who constantly create drama. At first it seems irrational. Why create problems where none exist? But attention is attention, and attention feels like importance. For some people, being criticized feels better than being ignored. Others become addicted to being right. Every disagreement becomes a battle. Every discussion becomes a competition. Not because the topic matters, because status matters. Being wrong feels like losing importance. Being right feels like preserving it. Some people become completely consumed by work. Achievement becomes their identity. Productivity becomes self-worth. Without success, they don't know who they are. Without recognition, they feel invisible. The problem isn't ambition. The problem is depending on achievement to prove that you matter. Eventually, you begin seeing a pattern. A surprising amount of human behavior can be traced back to one simple question: do I matter? Not necessarily to the world, not necessarily to millions of people, just to someone, anyone, even yourself. And perhaps this desire shouldn't surprise us. For most of human history, people lived in small tribes. Being valued by the group increased your chances of survival. Being accepted mattered. Being respected mattered. Being useful mattered. Being ignored could be dangerous. Thousands of years have passed. Technology changed. Cities appeared. The internet connected billions of people, but the human brain remains remarkably similar. A part of your mind still asks ancient questions. Do I belong? Where do I stand? Do I matter? This is why rejection hurts. This is why praise feels good. This is why recognition feels powerful. This is why invisibility feels uncomfortable. The desire to feel important is not a flaw. It is part of being human. In fact, many of humanity's greatest achievements came from this desire. People create, build, lead, teach, invent, contribute, because they want their existence to mean something. The desire itself is not the problem. The problem begins when importance becomes your only source of value. When your worth depends entirely on attention, entirely on praise, entirely on status, entirely on recognition. Because those things can disappear. Followers disappear. Jobs disappear. Titles disappear. Applause disappears. Public opinion changes. And if your value depends on those things, your sense of self changes with them. That is why there is an important difference between importance and worth. Importance is external. Worth is internal. Importance depends on who is watching. Worth exists even when nobody is watching. Importance can be given and taken away. Worth cannot. Many people spend years chasing importance when what they really want is worth. They think attention will solve the feeling. They think success will solve the feeling. They think recognition will solve the feeling. Sometimes it helps, but often the feeling returns. Because the real question was never how important you are. The real question was whether you believe you matter without needing constant proof. And perhaps that is one of the hardest lessons in life. To achieve without becoming dependent on recognition. To contribute without needing applause. To matter without needing everyone else to confirm it. Because eventually you realize that the desire to feel important is universal. Almost everyone carries it. Almost everyone chases it. Almost everyone struggles with it. The difference is whether you control the desire or whether the desire controls you. Thanks for watching. See you next time.